Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today we are going to continue in making this teddy bear junk journal. And so I just wanted to show you, after I make my cover, what I do with the inside of the journal. So if you didn't see me make the cover and you want to learn how to do this, I will put the link for that down below. So I have the cover here. I have not attached the inside pages, but I wanted to show you one of my teddy bear junk journals that I've made, and still just need to attach the pages to the cover and add some embellishments, but I've done a lot in here so far. So this is what I've done. I've done sewing and added vintage book pages and images, some envelopes, made pockets, sewed on laces and vintage trims and things like that, some burlap. I did a bunch of distressing with ink, and also my pages are tea dyed, a lot of them. So that is what we're going for. I wanted to show you how I pick out my pages. So I have these here, and for a one signature book, which is this one, I try to make about 15 to 16 pages, like different pieces of paper or item that I include. So for this one, I have this, it's like a, I found it at a thrift store, a big pack, but it's like handmade paper. And it's kind of a coppery color on one side and red on the other, but if you can tell, it's really textured. So I took this, my cover, I kind of try and keep my pages at about a little bit smaller than my cover, and my cover is 6 inches by 8.5, I believe. Let me check here. It's, let's see, this way here. No, 9.5 by 6 inches. So I try and aim for going smaller. My inside cover, which is what I made this, the inside first page, I should say, I try and make this bigger than all the other pieces. But if they go over a little bit, I don't mind that either, because that's just all about what a junk journal is not being perfect. So I have this piece here. I have this music sheet. Now what I do is I try and mix in vintage papers, book pages. So I have all these pages here that I might pull from. This is a coloring sheet. Here's a Paddington Bear page. And then I have these scraps of printed scrapbook paper. I have some lettering school paper from the Dollar Tree. I have some tea dyed paper. I have a lunch sack here. I dyed some notebook paper, some graph paper. I have this old ledger paper, and then a couple more sheets of scrapbook paper. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and start folding them the way that I want to fold them. And there's really no rhyme or reason, just basically wanting to make them about this size. So this one I'm going to fold, and this is going to be like a little fold out. These I generally just fold in half because they're just about the right size. These are already folded. I went ahead and tore this. I have some distress ink here. It is the walnut stain that I went ahead and on my other one I distressed all the pages. So I go ahead and do both sides. Just super quick. And I'll do that to all of them. Now, on this one, I want to make a pocket or a tuck spot that's at the top of the page. So I'm going to fold down, fold it down to where it's about the same size as my first page here. Just fold it down like that. And then I'm going to fold it in half. Like that. And then this will get trimmed off here. And then this piece I will use within the book as just, you know, decorating and things like that. So that page is ready to go. This one I want to use to mount on one of these, and this is going to be my center page. So I was thinking maybe this one. So I'm going to trim this down because it's too tall, but I want this to open up in the center of my book so you can actually see the whole picture. So I'm going to trim it down at the bottom and at the top. So that's good. And then I'm going to cut this piece the same size because I'm going to sew these together at the top and the bottom so it makes pockets on both. And then all these extra pieces are just what I can use within my book to make tags or decorate pages. So this will be on the one side and then this will be on the other. And I'll go ahead and fold this in half. And then that will be ready to sew. I'm going to trim this one down and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. So, sure. So what I will do here, so I'll be able to see both sides of this. On the inside of this, I will sew it. So I'm going to fold it here. and then stitch it right down here, and then I'll fold this in half like this. So this will fold over like that, and then this will open and you'll be able to see both sides in the full sheet. So I'm going to go ahead, if I can find it here, I have my canister of paper clips. I'm just going to paper clip this to here because I know that's where I want it to go. And then these I'm just going to fold in half. This has a word like in Chinese that they covered up. I'm just gonna cut that off because it's too long anyways, so let's see. Trim a little bit off the top. Now I kind of like what I want to do with this. I'll show you here. I made this a tuck spot. So, and I sewed it up there. So what I'm going to do is just fold this because I like this side. And I'm going to make this a little tuck spot. And I'm going to rip the edges just for add a little bit of texture. And add some distress ink. And this I'm going to sew onto this page, so I'm going to go ahead and paper clip it there. And then I'm going to trim this down around the edges. And this is a little bit too wide, so I'm going to go ahead and fold it on one side and stitch it here, and this will be a tuck spot. Like that. So now, with everything prepped, I'm going to go ahead and lay this in the order that I want. So I go this, I kind of alternate. This one. This needs to be trimmed down a little bit. And just a little bit off the end here. that one next. And then my music page. This sheet here. And then my graph paper. This little sheet here. And then this one is in the center. Just like that. Now at this point, if I feel like I want to make something a little bit smaller, like this one, I want to trim a little bit off. But it really doesn't matter because it's not supposed to be perfect. It's just supposed to be like you're putting your junk together here. So now what I do is I go through and I start adding embellishments like pockets and little belly bands. I add my ribbons and anything that I want to sew, because after that is, after I add everything, then I go to my sewing machine and sew it up, which that will be the next video, which will be finalizing the book, sewing the pages, adding the tags, and then sewing it into our cover. So now what I want to do is start adding some pieces here. So I'll show you what I have in my arsenal. I have some scraps, all the scraps that I used and cut up before. I have some laces. I have burlap. I have this red fabric, this vintage lace, and this one. And then I have this vintage fabric here. And then as well, I have more book pages that I can cut apart and make pockets. I have these. I have some little seed envelopes that I had picked up on, I believe, Amazon. They're sewn. You get like several of like 100 or so. I can't remember exactly, and they're super cheap. But they just make great little pockets to put on pages. So I have those. I have more little scraps. I have these little craft envelopes that are cute. I have these printables. They're little vintage teddy bear images. I have some more book pages. Winnie the Pooh. This is Winnie the Pooh as well. These make great little embellishments. And like this is a great pocket piece. And then I have this little Father Bear. And these make great pockets too. So let's see. I think I always look on both sides to see, like this would make a great pocket because it's not going to be messing up another page. But like this one would be, these two have pictures on both, so it just depends on what's on them. So this one I'm going to go ahead and cut down. Let me move all this over because I'll work through this here. So I'm going to cut this and make this a pocket. That will be a pocket. For this page, I want to add a little belly band. And I was trying to find some of my other, oh here. Okay, so I like this. I think this is really cute. Scrapbook paper. So I'm just going to rip this ink it. I'll actually wait to ink this stuff. I'll do that off camera, but I want to sew this to have a belly band, so it'll be stitched there and there. And then on this page, I have some fabric here. Let's see, I have a scrap. This will make a great pocket. So I'm just going to trim it down and go ahead and paper clip this too. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish doing this and put it on fast forward so you can see what I'm doing, but you don't have to sit here and watch. It would take for you know, I don't want you to be in this video for an hour or two. So I'll just go through and finish, and so you can see my process, and I will be back. Alright guys, so I finished putting everything in that I want to sew. So come back for my next installment and you will see how I sewed it all in, and then we'll be adding embellishments and finishing it up by sewing it to our cover. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully it gave you inspiration for your next junk journal. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment and subscribe. And check out my other teddy bear junk journal videos that I've done so far. I did one making the cover. I did one on how to make this flower here. I also did a couple other page ideas that you could use on the inside. So I'll see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.